Greetings, fellow adventurers and storytellers, and welcome back to another episode of Fail with Hope, where we are playing Daggerheart. Remember, if you yourself are looking to play some Daggerheart, you can look for me on startplaying.games, GM Josh down below. Thank you for joining us over here on Twitch. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you for following us over there too. Follow, subscribe, like, heart, do all the things below that make the algorithm say yum yum yum.
Smash!
And goes out to all of your friends.
Smash!
All of our episodes are going up onto YouTube, both as video forms and as a podcast, so you can listen to us in the background. So tell all your friends and family to get caught up on what's going on over here on Fail with Hope. Where we are ready to go, I think. Sound is all good all around. Video seems good. We are rejoining our friends here around the table as they have finally reached the city, the capital city, the metropolis of Sanctuary. A gleaming walled bastion of safety and security for citizens of the kingdom of Tarkan. You all successfully managed to lose your tail, as well as any impending news of a new party member coming to join your party, by diverting the gates altogether and heading straight in to the academy itself, the academy where mages are trained and licensed to practice arcane magic here in the kingdom. You reported back in with your guide, Clegus, a former professor of yours, who rewarded you on completing the mission despite not having the most positive outcome to the finding of one mage, Verlo Adesi. And you relayed to him about the amulet and the rift, and noticed that the amulet seemed to be pointing somewhere deep down in the tower of the academy itself. Unfortunately, your clearance level did not let you get far enough down to find out what exactly was this amulet pointing at. Waiting for Clegus to contact the first wizard for you to let her know that you had retrieved her amulet. Whether or not you were willing to return it is up to you, but letting her know that you had it and were in the city, you received some dorms in the academy to stay in for the evening, and continued to freshen up after weeks on the road, and set out to enjoy the Festival of Challenges that is happening here in Sanctuary this week, a celebration of the holy day of Lanabon, the god of challenges, and competition. Upon entering the streets of Sanctuary, music, laughter, and celebration all around, as well as many forms of competition being had. Tulok, you spotted a familiar pair of horns and ran up to find a Minotaur friend of yours, Mogar, strangely in the streets of Sanctuary, which you did not expect. And that is where we pick back up with this session, as you two were just getting reunited. And I switch the music.
What are you doing here? It's so good to see you.
Well, I was going to ask you the same thing. I was just wandering and I found myself here. I was taken a few days ago and stumbled myself around, and I didn't know where I was for a bit, and I found myself here. I figured I'd wait out and maybe find my herd if they ever came back.
Whoa. You mean taken? What do you mean you were taken?
I was exploring and trying to gather ingredients. I should have asked for company, but I didn't, and I was just abducted. I don't know. Everything went dark. It was groggy. I don't understand where I was for a bit.
Was it the poachers again?
It could have been.
You don't know? You didn't even see anyone that took you?
Mm-mm.
And they just brought you here to the sanctuary?
No, I left.
Oh.
I escaped. I just... It was just all a blur. But I'm glad to see you. Where have you been? What have you been up to?
Oh, well, I mean, a lot. Though I'm a dragon defender now.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
You always said you wanted to.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had to get out of, stuff I was into. So, dragon defender. That's me doing that. Definitely. Just these are my friends.
Hello.
This is Suni.
Sup?
Suni.
And this is Yvain.
Hello,
Yvain.
it is a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
You are
Yeah.
old friend of Dulak.
I am Mogar Kratum of the Wandering Caravan, or as Tulak said before, the Beatnik Brawlies. We don't know where the name came from. It came up. It stuck. We stopped asking questions a while ago.
Oh man, but they're a bunch of brawlers. They're so cool.
Okay.
But you lost them?
Yeah, we were somewhere near the Obsidian Peaks the last time I remembered, but
The Obsidian Peaks.
Isn't that far away?
it's a bit far. So
The Obsidian Peaks from here. It's probably about a week's travel. It's mostly through wild country.
Well, I heard they don't really get a lot of visitors. Was your caravan headed there?
we were just leaving from there. We're just roaming around, just doing our patrols and everything, and
Oh.
I was careless.
Is it, so you escaped from whoever tried to kidnap you. How many days away from there to here? How far away are they?
I was actually traveling north from where I was, as far as I remembered, somewhere near the Crystal Coast, actually, with what I can gather. When I
You are a well-traveled fellow.
tried to be.
Oh, they travel all over. They just keep moving, right?
Mhm. We don't really stop for too often, maybe setting up shop around near areas or towns, somewhere of traffic.
Okay. Well, look, if you forgive me saying so, in rough shape, friend. Maybe
I've
you
been
are
better.
Clothes, food.
Ooh.
When was the last time you have eaten?
Probably a day, honestly. Since I've gotten here, it's been hard actually trying to find money to actually get anything in town.
Oh.
There is street vendor. We will get you meat on stick and whatever else.
Yeah.
Vegetarian, please.
There will be vegetable on stick, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe there is mushroom on stick. I don't know.
Mushroom,
My favorite.
onions.
We will come. You are a friend of Dulak.
Just for clarity, here in Sanctuary, basic needs of all residents is met. So while you've been here, they will give you shelter, they will give you food, they will give you... It's all modest. It's the fancy stuff that costs money, but as far as making sure your basic needs are met, as long as you're in the walls of the city, they give it to you for free.
Fancy food on a stick. We get you that.
We will get you, I don't know, maybe they have asparagus or something.
We love asparagus.
You look over and there's a vendor going, fresh asparagus here! Get it steamed, get it grilled, get it roasted!
We buy many vegetables on stick.
A whole kebab.
You want me to take off a handful of gold, or is that no? Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's like
Have we, as we are feeding him his vegetables, have we seen anywhere that we could drop this note in a drop box by chance as we're moving about
Have
the
we seen
sanctuary?
anywhere?
By chance?
As you walk through the streets of Sanctuary, you can see the buildings here in Sanctuary are immensely tall, taller than anything you've ever seen outside of this place. Literally no, not literally, metaphorically scraping the sky, the night sky above them, like fingers reaching up to touch the stars. And the main avenues are all these broad, two-laned roadways that could fit 3 or 4 carts abreast on either lane, with a broad strip of green and trees growing in the middle of it. You can see magical lights dancing and bobbing about, giving the entire street level a well-lit atmosphere, both for the festival and just general safety of the city. And as you look around you, taking everything in, you can see up in the heights of these buildings, there is a whole other network of streets and sidewalks and bridges and walkways that go between the buildings themselves. You can see some of the buildings 4 or 5 stories up. It looks like it's just an open air section underneath where a number of different of these bridges and walkways come and meet together within the buildings themselves. And you can see above that is another layer spreading through this like multi-leveled city, all stacked on top of each other. You can see some of the broad walkways that connect some of the buildings. There looks to be a large hole, maybe 50, 60 feet across, just right in the middle of it. People walking on either side along the edges of it. And down below, as you're walking through the street, you can see there is a disc on the ground level of the street where you are now. And there are a number of wagons and people walking over, and festival goers out on their evening strolls that seem to be collecting onto one of these platforms. And after a moment and it fills up, you see a few people moving around, kind of stopping anyone else from entering on, and these kind of spectral walls rise up around it before the platform just lifts up into the air, and you can see it slowly lifting up and then settling into one of these vacant holes. Just as on another bridge across, you see one of these other platforms lowering down out of it, bringing people down back to this level here. There are masses of people all around enjoying the festival, going from one competition to another, whether to participate or to make some bets, cheer people on, watch the entertainment of people just competing against each other and celebrating in the advancement of everyone through competition, as Lana Bond preaches. You also spot a number of different eateries and places to get a drink and the like. All of them do accept coin for the higher quality goods. But you can also see a line of people that are all standing up waiting. A few mother with their children and a young couple walking over. And they seem to be just walking up to where there is an alcove in the wall. And they walk over to it, place a hand up against it, and just apparating into that space is a small box, a pitcher of a sealed ceramic pitcher of some kind, and a bag. And you see them kind of taking all of that, and the mother, as she gets it, immediately kind of opens it up and hands some of the food off to her children before moving on, and the next people come up and put their hand on it as well, receiving their allotment of food should it be required. And the streets and avenues of the city look to, for the most part, kind of gently curve and sweep their way along what was the natural landscape here around the river. And as you move along these bends and curves, each turn in the road seems to kind of unveil a new vista of the city before you, with parks and plazas and buildings and statues all forming these panoramic views of the night city around you, with the lights dancing all up and down the heights of these huge skyscrapers that make up the city itself. Keeping a keen eye out for any notable locations.
Or for any glaucus or any of this party.
I haven't seen any of them yet, but the city is crowded. There are tens of thousands of people, and you're just in this little section of it currently. But you do spot alongside what looks to be a dyer's shop that's closed up for the evening. and under the eave of the roof, where it would kind of constantly be in shadow, is this little carving on one of the bricks of a set of scales in balance.
You pause for a moment to wonder if that is in fact the sign of your group.
Oh, I mean, I know that's definitely. Excuse me, just as I'll step away.
Step away.
I'm very good at creating
I am
a
watching.
subtle step away as I
No.
and
Is
then
that
realize
how
I
you do it?
didn't need to say anything.
Is now all eyes follow you as you walk away.
And I study the thing for a moment, and then possibly, like, do I leave it on the checks and balance thingy, or maybe there's like a mailbox?
You recall that would be a sign that is a brick. That brick can come out.
Yeah. Oh, right. And I pull the brick out, and I put the little turtle wrapped note, origami thing, in it, and then put the brick back in,
Mm-hmm.
I memorized the sign on the brick.
Oh yeah, me too.
and then
I take
Same
note.
with
I
it.
take note of the sign on the brick.
and then I turn around and see all three of you just staring. I worst at my job
You
ever.
will find a place to leave note for your organization.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just for once just want to be good at my job and keep a secret. Let's are we getting more food? Are we getting a drink? Should we just go maybe like to the basement? Are we going to the basement?
Oh,
We have
good
tried
at your
basement
job.
today.
Do not.
I don't know. I feel like the core of my job is secrets
Have,
and not telling everyone all the
Well,
things.
we're not telling everyone.
Oh,
It
but
is
I
true.
mean telling someone
someday
is...
you will try keeping them, and it will be good
Listen.
progress at the job.
Listen.
Well, I mean, I guess to be able to get good, you've got to start from somewhere.
Yeah, you have much room for improve.
Yeah. Okay.
To be fair, this whole thing is about amulet, and we are all involved in it, except for
It's
you.
true.
But you'll probably eventually. So really,
You are now.
Oh boy, secrets. They just they just keep spilling out.
so we're part of the team.
I mean, it's fine. I trust him. I trust you. Yeah,
What's up with
right?
the basement?
I haven't seen you in a long time.
That
Oh,
is the
basement.
question.
Yeah, I did just. Yeah,
You
secrets.
went through a lot. I
Let's
heard
get a
basement.
drink.
Okay.
Is there a quiet place to just kind of dive into where we can privately tell him a story?
Not in the match.
To get a drink?
Or,
Or just a
yeah.
random alley?
Maybe we just dive into an alley.
We are also good walk and talk. There is a lot going on. I think as long as we keep eyes around.
Yeah, everywhere you go, there are music and acrobats, jugglers, entertainers, people eating flames and swords and the like. Moving around, there is a constant symphony of sound being emitted from the city with all of the citizens and festival goers and people shouting for things that they have for sale. And for people to come and participate in some of the challenges they have going on. The usual drinking contests and songwriting contests at the different taverns, and who can blow the biggest smoke rings, and almost any kind of a challenge you could imagine is taking place in the city over the next few days.
Okay, so here is the thing. We are go on mission. Is mission from Academy. I am asked for help from from Sumi and from other party members who are not with us anymore for a variety of reasons. We are supposed to find Guy. We find Guy, but shortly thereafter, Guy is killed.
Okay.
By animal. We think.
By something. Something that has lots of claws and tails.
Shiner
Just
or
not you
animal.
guys.
Not us.
Okay.
We are pursue thrust of his investigations. We are discover portal to other realm. Mysterious, dangerous beings are coming through. We fight them off, cannot close portal. There is artifact that is leading us to place. We
Yeah.
decide come home, report, but find out lots of people want artifact. You are, I have to tell you, in dangerous company. Now we await word from Crown how to return the artifact to them. To
But-
First Wizard.
But we're not so sure if they're not the bad guys or the good guys, because the guy that we went to go find had the amulet, had that artifact.
In secret compartment in magical chest.
And he was like,
Not
don't
like,
trust
you know,
anyone.
wearing open.
Mm.
That.
And it points to portals to other dimensions where shiners come from.
And now he's pointing down into basement of academy.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to go down there. Obviously, we have no clearance. We cannot get in. There are guards. So maybe we find another way out.
In the convocation, a first mage person tried to have us killed because they want the
Okay,
amulet
maybe
back.
not. I think maybe.
No. He had a piece of paper was get the amulet from us by any means necessary.
That is licensed to kill, but not
Licensed to
necessarily
kill.
mission to kill.
Why would they want to kill us? And how did they know we had the amulet?
Why would
These are
they?
good questions.
I think it's more of like they didn't want to spare our lives for the amulet because it's very important to them. Not so
This
much
is
like
what-
go
this
kill
is
them
what I
for
am
the
saying.
amulet.
Take amulet, kill if necessary.
They could have
Not
contacted us and said,
not
hey, bring
necessarily.
it back.
That is exactly they are saying.
No.
Contact
I
us and
feel
say,
like
give it to us.
Suspicious.
I feel like technically they gave me the same license, but I would like not.
Was
to
it
do
in
that.
writing? License to kill?
No, we don't put
Yeah.
things in writing though.
Okay.
Except you
Well-
are just.
Oh right. Yeah, I feel like maybe I'm not supposed to do that.
Well, either way,
But
there
there
is
is place
corrupt.
for
That's
you
the
to do
place-
that.
Yeah, but maybe
That.
I should do. But I tried to
What
walk
you are
out this
supposed
one
to do,
time with like
whisper
stuff in
into the
writing, and then it just like lit on fire.
Oh yeah, she's supposed to take the amulet back to her person, and he's supposed to take it back to his person. They did a little fight about that.
No, but it's okay because we said that the person that he takes it to and the person that I take it to, it doesn't matter because it's all like the means to get it to the same
that
person.
ultimately is belong to Crown, belong to First Wizard. We are
Yeah.
give to First Wizard. Only way to hear back where and when we are give to them.
But there's
They are busy.
corruption in the convocation.
There we think maybe there is possible.
Oh, there is definitely. That crazy guy that came over trying to kill us because we killed his girlfriend. He was like all about like, oh, convocation mages gave us the ability to summon this crazy thing from other dimension.
It's true.
So that's what we've been up to.
You lost me at Rome.
So what happened is there was this guy, and he took a necklace. You know what? It doesn't matter. Long story short, we're going to the basement. You want to come with us?
Well,
It's
we are not
dangerous.
go to basement right now. We are trying to go to basement.
Trying.
We are trying 45 minutes ago, not get in.
So now we get drunk
Remember
and
you
we
were
play
trying-
chess.
No, I
We were
remember
trying to
going
talk
to the
cards in.
basement, and then it didn't work. But
Yeah,
Oh, should we go try to
but
find
then we were gonna
Jeff?
have dinner.
we had
Dinner.
Did
We
have
took a
dinner?
bath.
Sure.
I think
It
we
was
had
actually
dinner.
after dinner when Clegus brought you in, because he found you at camp the night.
We had had dinner before we come into city. You are not remember?
Oh yeah. Oh wait, because it was getting dark.
The
Oh. Well, I mean, I don't know. You know, it all just kind of like blurs and stuff. It's been a lot of travel. You know, a lot of trauma, a lot of hard things have happened to us. You know.
actually mostly hard things have happened to other people because of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I mean, you know.
But you are with us now. I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
No, you'll be fine. Definitely.
Nailed
Yeah,
it.
of course. I can't see anything going wrong ever in the future.
Should
Oh,
be
that
no
is good.
problem.
Are you Oracle?
No, he's a great fighter.
It's true.
Yeah, right?
I mean,
Like a brawler.
not as good as my sister, but yeah, I can
Oh.
keep up.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You know America.
Oh yeah, how's she doing?
She,
Oh, you don't know.
yeah, not at the moment. I'd imagine she's trying to raise hell at the moment.
Probably. Do you think she's gonna leave them to find you?
Your people
Probably
there,
not.
they are
She's-
look for you.
Well, we try to keep moving around, and generally we would send some sort of distress, but I'm not quite sure where they are at the moment. So they could be. I'd imagine to the west, but I don't know.
They are not know you are in trouble.
They should, but I might hear something eventually about it.
Oh, we should get you magical talking rocks, like.
Okay.
Then you could have one with your people, one
You are
here.
give other one to Crash.
I grab the rock and I go, "Hello, rock."
Oh, that goes to
Does a voice come out of the rock?
Currently.
No.
Not right now, not right now. No, no,
Okay,
no.
okay.
That's not with your people.
That goes to her special friend.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's a weird thing to say. You could just say crash. Special friend just sounds weird.
Does it?
Sounds a little weird.
A little weird. Okay, well, that goes to their crush.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. She's very shy.
So we're just kind of waiting right now for word from Clegis, right?
Yeah, and just checking out the city.
Mm-hmm. And he can contact us.
He can. You didn't ask him to.
Yes, we did. He said, I will reach out to the first wizard and I will let you know as soon as I hear anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we don't have to go to Paris right now. We don't have to go to the first wizard. This is all. This is a lot of fun and games, but we have mission. It's important.
Mm-hmm.
How? No, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. How did they know that we had the amulet? Unless Clegis knew that Fungus Man had the amulet, and he was trying to surreptitiously bring it back. But then
Well,
we died and we had it.
Except that
So then,
these kind of missions are not secret. It was published. I have charter to send me on mission.
oh,
And Clegis
So
didn't
then
know that you
someone
got
knew
it
that he
until
stole it.
after we
Clegis
got
does not know about the amulet, but obviously First Wizard is.
Yeah. Clegis didn't know about it until we got to the fort, and that's when we ran into Glacus anyway.
so someone knew at the convocation that Verlo took the amulet, because then they would
Well,
know that
First
we
Wizard
had.
does not.
My people knew that Furlough took it.
Oh. How could you just take an amulet?
Yeah, he's a pretty fun guy, you know. He probably just got it in there, had a party, asked to borrow it, and then ran away. That's
Where
how
would
I would do it.
reasonably expect to find the First Wizard during the Festival of Challenges?
I'm not sure. You haven't had any interactions with her. She's a public figure,
Uh-huh.
so she might be out doing her duties in that. But otherwise, up at the High King Citadel is where she tends to spend most of her time. She is advisor to the High King.
Right.
Is there like a program for this event?
Well, Clegis seemed a little bit like, yeah, I'll tell her, whatever. Maybe she'll get back to me tonight, maybe she won't.
Yeah.
But this seems important.
Yeah.
I think
Should go to High King Citadel.
he was a little bit wishy-washy on the whole basement thing, where he's like, we can tell her to meet
He was
us here.
definitely wishy-washy in the whole basement.
But he wasn't sure.
He's pretty low on the totem pole of the convocation.
Right.
He doesn't have personal interactions with the First Wizard. So he seemed to be saying, like, I'll reach out to her. I have no idea if and when she's going to respond. Hopefully because of the subject matter,
Right.
I hear back. But I don't know. I don't reach out to her often. So when she gets back to me and how, I don't know.
So, do we play games and get drunk, or...
Well, I think maybe we should not get drunk. Maybe I should not get drunk.
Maybe we all get.
Yeah, it would be
It
more
is
fun to
opposite.
handle.
Let's compromise. Let's all get drunk.
Prestidigitation yourself sober later, I don't know.
I have tried. It does not work. I was student once.
I tried to.
How are you feeling right now? You feeling a little better now that you ate a little?
Oh, definitely.
You feel like putting some of those skills to the test that you've got there?
What do you have in mind?
I don't know. I feel like this is like a competition thing, right?
Challenges
This
you.
whole challenge event. What if we go see if we can maybe try to get in on some of these events?
It is okay. I am just feel like we spent several weeks trying to get back here to give amulet to First Wizard, and
We'll
it
put the
feel
amulet
weird.
first.
It feel very strange to be dilly dallying on street in the festival.
Let's all take care of amulet first and then enjoy festival.
I just feel like there's a, Glackus is going to come into town and try to say that we're hiding, right?
That's
But if
all.
we put ourselves out in the public, Clagus is out there trying to get a meeting with the First Wizard, but we're still waiting on word. So why don't we just be in the public, not act like we're not supposed to be here?
Wait a minute, what is the timeline really? Galactus, if he finds us, we're all gonna just be dragged off to the convocation, right? He's going to want to see
can
it.
try, but we should go first.
So, should we just go back out there and, go to her office if we can't meet in the basement and just get this done and over with? Because Galactus is trying to find us and trying to contact. And I think that was the whole point, yeah, that we were going to be first. So we could talk to the first mage.
Yeah,
wizard.
so I think we should go to Hiking Citadel now. But
I am fine
I
with
mean, we
this.
could do that. We could camp in front of their chambers, but what if they just throw us out of there? I mean, I guess.
They can't throw us out if we have the amulet. They'll want to take that, then throw us
we are not.
But we don't want to just turn that over without speaking to the first mage.
We are not given to anyone besides First Mage. But if First Mages learn that we have it from Clagus and we are at the gates of Citadel requesting audience, then I think that is good for us. But also, if you are wanting to enjoy festival, your contract is over. I mean, I can't go.
No, I go with you. I see what happens. I'm not sure that she's trustworthy.
Well, I can't let you just go with the amulet. We have a deal, right? We're taking this together.
Yeah, that is true. You have no connection to this except that I tell you the story 5 minutes ago. But if you want, we will get you some new clothes on the way, maybe. And
That would be very nice.
What is one of your favorite smells that you like?
Patchouli.
The prestidigitation, so your clothes smell like patchouli now.
I love it.
so I think we head towards the Hiking Citadel, right?
Sure.
You certainly can. It's back towards the academy, near the heart of the city, taking up the majority of a kind of hilltop nestled in the walls of the city.
And just above the table, I am very curious about all this festival stuff, but Yvain is feeling very stressed about wanting to get this amulet to and not be seen to be dilly dallying.
I think
That's okay. We
Yeah.
also made a
like,
plan with the guard to meet him
Right.
in
Yeah.
2 days tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we kind of went out to go get food for a very
Right.
specific reason. So
Yeah.
Mag is forgetting our timeline and plans
Mm-hmm.
and talking with her mouth full.
Megan's talking with Raffle. Tulak could be also. Okay, cool. Alright, as long as everyone's okay with that, then.
And you do see there is a line of people waiting nearby where you decide to head back. And a group of young adults kind of out enjoying the festivities, maybe a little drunk, kind of stumble and clamber their way into a carriage that is waiting there at the front of this queue, but without any horses on the front of it. And as soon as the four of them get in, one of them shouts out, and a pair of spectral horses kind of appear at the front of the carriage and pull off into the streets, kind of merging with the rest of the traffic and pulling them further along through. It looks like it's heading over to one of these lifts to head up onto an upper level of the city's infrastructure. That you could go over and grab one of these lifts back to the academy or to the citadel.
Are there any places to buy a set of clothes for our new friend?
Yeah, absolutely. There are plenty of shops to be had, and that is another another of the things. There are the shops that just like come in and grab clothes if you need them. All kind of the stock, basic types of things, and then there's the fancier, more comfortable, slightly more comfortable, more elegant and fancy stuff that you can pay for. There are both options available to you should you need them.
I look at the fancier stuff. I notice I do not have the coin, and I put it back.
You are a friend of Dulak. Dulak is a share of this reward
Yeah.
for completing mission. So if
No, it's fine. Normal cloth and robe work just as fine.
we can get you like one step up from like from the communist clothes.
And then they prestidigitation that to smell like patchouli.
What does your new outfit look like?
Very similar to what I had on, just looking more refreshed, still with the light blue robing and silver trim, but this time I'll have a more golden sash around my waist. About mid-cloak. Something that a little bit to drape over a little bit, but it just hangs off in the back.
Is it
Something light.
Does it have holes for the horns?
It just has sleeves.
Yeah.
They'll awkwardly slide them on.
My horn warmers. Of course.
And you can see at the communal clothery that you pass by to get some of these clothes, there are a few what seems like seamstresses still at work at this hour within, as well as a number of patrons kind of coming in to grab fresh wardrobe. Towards the back of the shop, you can see a row of what seems like 4 looms. But one of the seamstresses goes over and just kind of grabs an end of the cloth and just pulls on it. And it seems a length of this fabric comes out of the loom as it kind of gives off these sparking lights and whirs and buzzes a little bit as she seems to pull more of this cloth out, snipping it down to go work on a new piece to be worn by the citizens of Sanctuary. But pretty quickly you can get your way back over towards the heart of Sanctuary itself, where the Academy and the Citadel both reside. You were heading to the Citadel?
We're looking for the first wizard. And if, like, when we get there, I assume there's some sort of receptionist or guards at the
You can
front.
see that the courtyard of the Citadel, this massive metallic structure that, despite being in the heart of this bustling city, does have a bit of a militaristic look to it.
I would have been here at some point, or at least seen it.
Yeah, I mean, you probably would have gone on like the nickel
Right.
tour for the public that comes through here. But it is this dominating structure of strength and authority. This kind of burnished dark metal covering most of the surfaces you can see, at least out at street level here. However, the massive gates that could only be moved through magic are stood open. The courtyard within is bustling with people just as much as the streets outside. It seems that the Citadel has been open to the public for the festival, and there are a number of activities going on here as well. There are, of course, a slightly denser concentration of guards up in this area, a number of dragon defenders that defend the bastion itself, that are on patrol and on different guard stations watching over what is happening here. And kind of past the public courtyard, you can see another set of gates that leads into another set, through another set of these curtain walls. Where at this one, it is still open, but there are guards there kind of checking people as they come through.
Do they look like we could kind of walk up and explain ourselves? And
Yeah, there are other people kind of going up, and they let some through, and others are like, have a good night. The public viewing areas are over there.
So go up to sort of guards and.
This female dwarf in the dragon defender's attire looks over towards you as you come and says, "Oh, evening, citizen. How can we help you?"
Good evening to you as well, and joyous festival of challenges. My name is Yvain Darosla. I am Mage of Convocation, and do you know perhaps if First Wizard is in? I would request audience on urgent business. She is expecting me, I hope.
Oh, I'm not one for keeping tabs on the first wizard, but I can see if I can get a message inside you, some identification.
Yeah, I would have sigil of convocation with name on back, of course.
She pulls out a kind of notebook that she's taking down your kind of information, your badge number and everything. She says, "And what was this regarding exactly?"
This is, she will know, I think, if she's heard my name, but there is a mission for lost property of Crown that I have been able to recover on her behalf. She will know.
Oh, good for you then. Well,
I certainly hope so.
well, let's just hope that she does recognize the name. And she goes over towards the guard station wall, where you can see there are a number of almost like a post office mailbox wall there. She goes over and kind of scans through them, opens one of them up, and puts the letter inside. And as she closes it, you can see this kind of pop of light come out of it. She says, "Well, if she does know your name, I suppose you'll be hearing back soon."
How many minutes?
I don't know.
Like soon, like 5 hours? 10 hours?
Well, if she knows the name, like you said,
Certainly hope so.
hopefully
She
just
should
a
be
few
expected.
minutes.
Yeah. Of course, she is very busy with festival and official duties, but I think she will know to see us.
Alright, so we just loiter then?
Yeah, we are waiting to hear back.
Okay.
There is another, almost like this pressure buildup in your ears. It kind of pops quickly before stepping out of the guardhouse. You see a slight elvish woman with this kind of golden red hair hanging down, and these two braids that themselves connect down onto her back. She is wearing robes in lilac, and has that kind of elven grace and beauty, but most would probably describe her more as a handsome woman than a beautiful woman. She comes stepping out wearing the triangular eye of the convocation on her necklace, steps out of the guardhouse, looking towards kind of all the people out there, kind of looks and scans, but quickly settles on all of you. She walks over and she says, "I can assure you, you won't have to wait very long at all. You are Yvain."
I am Yvain Darosla, Mage of Convocation.
It is a pleasure to finally meet you. I am High Magister Emrys Valda.
You heard her name recently, didn't you?
Did.
That's the first wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How does one address the first wizard?
How do you address the first wizard? High Magister of the Convocation.
I think I go down on one knee, like, Your Grace, it is an honor to meet you.
Oh, that's... I've had enough of formalities for the day, believe me, with all of the visiting nobles and dignitaries here in the city. It's, please stand. There's no need to be hold to the proper forms in this moment. If you don't mind, could you follow me inside?
Of course, okay.
She leads you in through, the guards kind of quickly parting to let you in through these inner gates in towards where you can now see beyond these kind of military compound walls that surround the citadel itself. Coming inside, you can see a tall structure of lots of cylinders and domes and roundness to it within that seems to just kind of spread out across this hilltop. Each of the rooftops that you can see are these kind of golden domes and balls around across the different towers and structures that make up the citadel itself. You can see these long sweeping, curving ramps that kind of go up along either side towards the main entrance, where there are these huge golden doors that are currently closed to the night. Magical flames are lit along the pathways leading up to this area, where the first wizard is quickly kind of leading you up some of these ramps. Not giving much time for talk, at least here out in the open, as she leads you up and through. The guards at the doorway to the castle itself stop her for just a moment to check her identification as well, before allowing her through, and obviously all of you along with her. She comes into this main entry hall where there are these columns nearly 6 feet wide and kind of carved with this spiraling design going up them that are supporting a cathedral-like ceiling up above you with arches of this same kind of marble, golden veined marble material. A number of murals and mosaics up and around the walls, most of them showing the glory of the High King and his quest of unification, and various tableaus around the way. And you do see images of the High King himself, a tall, proud man with almost ebony, dark skin. The images show him in youth with this kind of dark, curly hair and a thick, curled beard. Although any that have seen him recently have seen he has aged quite a bit since those glory days. His hair having gone mostly silver at this point. And most of them are not really showing like battles fought and wars won, but instead showing him at negotiation and forming treaties and alliances and expanding the influence and power of his kingdom in that way. There are a number of other statues and busts and the usual kind of art and decoration nestled about in different kind of nooks and alcoves around this entryway. Again, you can see a set of curving ramps that kind of come up along either wall, leading up to the second story and a balcony that kind of rings this opening foyer here. And the first wizard, without pausing for much of a beat, beyond walking in and kind of giving everyone, the rest of you, a moment to take in the sights, as she's kind of seems to be kind of used to people coming in here for the first time. She pauses for just a moment to kind of let you get a gauge on all of this before continuing to bring you along to what seems like a kind of side chamber off to the main entry foyer here. She leads you inside where the room is much smaller, but still a little extravagant in its elegance. Although this more of a dark, polished wood along the walls, a thick carpeted floor with a large hearth on the far wall that as she walks in, the fire in it immediately lights up. Not seeming to change the temperature of the room much at all, but the atmosphere of it. She brings you in. There are a number of chairs around a few kind of like, end and side tables there. And she says, please, come in, sit down.
Thank you. This is very impressive, of course. I must report to you that we unfortunately encountered the mage Verlo Adesi dead upon our mission.
So I had heard. I was saddened to hear of his loss. I didn't know him well myself, but he was an esteemed scholar and researcher, and his discoveries were always fascinating.
Then you received the message from Professor Clegis that we had returned?
Yes, Guy Thornfell has reached out to me. I was actually just speaking to him. I was on my way over to the academy.
Then I am glad that we caught you here as well. We spoke to Professor Clegis to Guy Thornfell upon our return, but we wanted to return this to you as quickly as possible.
You pull the amulet out and hold it, and you see her breath seems to catch for a moment as she sees it. And she just says, and there is a look of reverence and pride in her eyes. She reaches out towards it, and her delicate elven hands kind of gently, almost caress and cradle the amulet as she takes it back from you.
And just curiously, not to interrupt, but I would like to notice where it is pointing as I do that.
It looks to still be pointing towards the academy.
Okay, like kind of down towards the academy and a little down.
Mostly towards, it doesn't give that much of a 3D,
Okay.
especially just kind of looking as it's moving across the room, but it's pointing back towards the academy.
Okay, cool.
She kind of takes it and she just says, I'm so relieved to see this again. It's the last thing I have of my grandmother. I couldn't imagine what the family would think if I had lost it forever. But it's back and it's in safekeeping now. Clegis did inform me that you had a number of interesting discoveries, both in retrieving the amulet and in since.
When we encountered Professor Adesi, he was pursuing a line of research involving malign influences upon the psyches of the inhabitants of the Briarwood. His theory was that there was some entity or force that was corrupting the minds of the people who lived there, and we saw much evidence of this. There was anger and rage, and the people there were acting savage beyond all reason. In fact, it seemed as if they had perhaps lost their reason. When we found the body of Professor Adesi and discovered the amulet hidden within a magical chest which he was carrying, it seemed to be pointing in the direction that he had speculated the influences were arising from. Wishing to learn as much as we could, we followed the direction that the amulet was pointing, and there we found a sizable bandit camp, in the center of which, when we infiltrated the camp, we found an extra-dimensional portal, from which was emerging a massive shiner. We did our best to fight it back, and were partially successful, but were unable to close the portal.
The shiner, he had the eye. It was like a triangle, like the amulet.
And the bandits were carving the sign into their forehead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it similar to the symbol of the convocation, right? But
Except
but
upside
different,
down?
right? But is it upside? Was it upside down?
It was not upside down, and they weren't doing any kind of an eye. They were just doing a triangle.
They were carving triangles into their forehead in some sort of, I don't know, identifying mark or symbol of allegiance or symbol of power. It was unclear. As we were unable to close the portal, we were forced to retreat before we were discovered.
There was someone that came out of the portal as well and told us to run.
They were very cool.
Some sort of, what did we call
Rainbow
them?
coat.
They were
Oil slick chick.
Oil
There
slick
was
chick,
oil
yeah.
slick chick. She's
they were like I don't know if that was made from Shiner or
looked
something.
similar to Shiners in some ways, but seemed to be opposing their emergence into this dimension.
It's like a Technicolor dream coat.
Also
Yeah.
had strange eye, I think.
Had strange eye, I think.
You see her face remains almost impassive, calm and serene as you relay all this information. You can definitely see her. You have her rapt attention. She doesn't really seem to be reacting to any of this information in any way. Just kind of taking it all in.
This is her chamber.
No, this looks to be just kind of a general audience chamber.
General audience chamber.
Before she finally says, you discovered one of these rifts in the Briarwood.
Yeah.
It's still open.
Yeah, I tried to cover it with a rug, but it was too big.
It was made apparently by a contraption that a convocation mage brought to the Briarwood.
We did not see this wizard, but we overheard the bandits speaking about an ally of theirs who they identified as a mage of the convocation, but they did not, unfortunately, name our hero.
Well, that's certainly troubling.
And it is also troubling that we were unable to close this portal, that our energies were tapped by the combat.
The bandits really wanted to kill us.
Well, if there's anything that the kingdom and the convocation take as a high priority, it is protecting the people from the Shiners. And if they are coming from this rift, we will be sure to defend and protect the people from that rift.
There is something else. When we arrived back in Sanctuary, after a long journey in which the amulet seemed to be the focus of some attention, it seemed perhaps that this was emanating from your directives to reobtain it, but we met with Professor Clegis in the academy and we happened to notice that the amulet had begun to point straight down. I would like to observe her as I say this, but
I'm paying a lot of attention to her.
we descended as far into the lower levels of the academy tower as we were able, but lacking necessary clearances, we were unable to verify how deeply the amulet would have guided us.
One of you could make an instinct roll if you want to spend a hope to help another person. If you were also
Okay, how are our instincts?
given an eye.
+1.
+2.
+1.
I believe mine was +1.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're the most instinctual.
Okay.
So, I could spend the hope to help you.
Okay.
But I won't.
I was just checking if I had enough of Wizard's Hope, but I do not. That is 3, not 2, so it doesn't matter. So yes, I will spend 1 hope.
Okay. I think that I will spend 1 hope to stick to the mission. Okay, so you have a D6.
That's why he didn't want to go to the festival.
What?
you stick
Stick to the mission.
Yeah. It's a character trait. I always forget which one is which. I have it like written down. I guess
I just like
it doesn't
the
really
drama.
matter if it stays consistent, but I like to. Green is hope.
Inside check.
Green is hope. And I have okay.
Turn on the fireplace. I thought about it earlier today.
4.
27 with fear.
With fear.
Yes.
I want more hope.
I also want more hope.
I miss Courtney.
You can see she is continuing to maintain this kind of passive,
Mm-hmm.
serene expression to her face. You do you don't get a solid read, but there's definitely a shift or a hitch to her expression
Mm-hmm.
when you mention knowledge of the compass pointing below the academy.
Mm-hmm.
However, with your role with fear, you also see her immediately close off. And she stands from her seat. She says, I do thank you for returning the amulet to the crown and to, personally, to myself, to my family. It is a valuable keepsake of my grandmother's, and I would hate to be without it. I can tell that your interest is piqued. And I would like to believe that your intentions are good. I'm afraid if one were to continue such discussions, they would need further authority and clearance than you currently have, tutor. You're referencing your title in the convocation. She says, I am to understand that you only recently graduated from the academy?
Yeah, this was first mission. But first wizard, the kingdom is my home, and I would lay down life to protect it.
Make a presence roll.
Let's look at that one.
Yeah, anything you can add?
I mean, if I'm just, I have more hope, so I would throw solidarity forever on there.
Solidarity forever.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, I was gonna throw in the fact that, like, hey, I've got a destroyed book that's like a total faux pas for my people. Also, I sent a raven to like my people to talk about that. There could be a war. What do you had in your basement?
Yeah.
This is much more diplomatic.
14 with fear.
With the hope?
Yeah.
You take a stress
Okay.
for the role with fear, and tell me how is it as you plead your devotion and sincerity to not only the first wizard but a high magister of the convocation. How is it that you take on this stress as you see her walls are still up for sure. She's still she's not kicking you all out of here,
Mm-hmm.
but you can definitely see that she is less open than she had been at the start of the conversation. In what way does this stress manifest?
I think that I lose my composure just a little bit, and I take a step forward, but unusually I take it with my bad leg. And you see for the first time that on Yvain's right leg is like a knee brace that seems kind of constructed of like silver gray metal and like glowing blue energy lines kind of holding it together. And it's supporting the sort of twisted, almost shriveled leg. In contrast to an otherwise powerful frame, in this sort of gray-green dragonborn skin body. And my leg buckles, and I actually, this time involuntarily, fall to one knee.
She almost takes a step back in surprise as you kind of collapse towards her, but then seeing it was just an accident, she quickly settles herself and just says, as I said, to have this conversation continue any further, one would need further authority than what you currently possess. However, you have shown valor, courage, and dedication to the kingdom in your first mission. I might be able to expedite your ascent should you continue to prove your worth.
First Mage, if I may, I don't know if we've.
This is
I haven't
Dragon Defender
introduced myself
Tulak
yet.
Luval.
Yes, I'm Tulak Luval, and we all met some of your. I doubt you call them friends. Folks who you had hired to retrieve the amulet. We ran into them at Fort Luval. Anyway, a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Anywho, they've been kind of hot on our trail, trying to get this amulet back to you. I'm just curious. Are you gonna maybe let them know that you have that now, so that they can relax a little bit? We just wouldn't want to have to take anything, a step further than we need to.
Now that the amulet is in my possession, I can assure you that I will ensure that everything is taken care of. And Defender Luval, Tulak. I knew your parents quite well. I'm sorry for your loss. I hope that now you start to understand what it is that they were fighting for.
I mean, I am here as a Dragon Defender now.
I am aware. The High King has been keeping tabs on you. But as far as our current conversation goes, I'm afraid, as I said, you will need to prove yourselves. Fortunately for you, there are a number of challenges taking place this very week. In the courtyard you pass through on the way in here, there are lists. Names of groups to be entered into the tournament of champions. Win this tournament, perhaps we can discuss further.
So, instead of us being able to just help with a supposed problem, we need to prove that we can help with the supposed problem.
I appreciate your concern. Do you think I might need help with this problem?
So there is a problem.
What I am saying is that should you wish to help further, you will need further clearances. Clearances that, as far as I can tell, none of you have.
Not yet.
And I am bound by the safety and security of the kingdom, the convocation, and the people that I am sworn to defend, to reveal nothing further.
Festival of Challenges is to the glory of the kingdom, and winning this tournament would show our dedication. We will.
Not only your dedication, but your aptitude, as
That.
your Mirati friend has brought up. One doesn't rise in the ranks of the convocation by dedication alone. I understand you studied in the arts of war at the academy.
It is my primary focus. That
Then you should have ample opportunity to prove what you have learned since graduating. Hopefully your other friends are just as dedicated and will assist you in this endeavor.
I have nothing but confidence in all of them, having seen them at great length.
Yeah, we're all very good at our jobs.
That
Yeah.
we look forward to returning to you with the laurels of the victors.
As champions,
That
Could I possibly ask? I don't know. Maybe it's too much to ask, but does the sanctuary possibly? Do you keep tabs on the locations of traveling caravans in the kingdom? Like where they might be by chance? If someone were to have been separated, could there be
I could certainly look into the matter for you, but I would think as a dragon defender you would have your own contacts and connections that might...
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm sure I have a good network of people that I could ask. You know, you just sometimes it's like when you're talking to the top, and you know what? I'm gonna stop talking. How about that?
You remind me much of your mother.
Sometimes I think that's a good thing. Yeah.
I hope you learn to always see it as a good thing. Well, I do have important matters of state to attend to. I do thank you sincerely for returning the amulet. I wasn't prepared for your arrival at this late hour, but I will have reward and compensation delivered to you tomorrow morning.
is most kind.
It was a pleasure meeting all of you. Hope to see you in Sanctuary again soon. I will be in attendance at the tournament, so I'll be cheering you on.
Thank you. Hey, Magister, your grace.
She gives a slight nod of her head as she turns, walking out of the room.
She
can see
she
it's-
just leaves us in the room.
Oh,
You can actually
I
see,
wanted to ask. Okay.
as soon as she walks out the door,
Mhm.
4 guards had apparently been waiting outside. They leave the door open and now they're all watching. seem like
creepy.
This is just like a random office, right? Like there's
it's
nothing.
not really an office. It's like an audience chamber.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just kind of off the main.
But there's like nothing
entry
to see.
foyer.
Nothing to see in here.
Nothing to.
Yeah.
So she just dragged us up a tower and then left us?
It's right off the main entry foyer.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought we went on a journey
Nope.
up a
Yeah,
tower.
it's right in the main entry foyer. Has a few. It looked like there were a few of these kind of audience chambers for people that didn't deserve further entry into the Citadel. And yeah, it seems the guards were perfectly content to leave you under her supervision, and as soon as she left, they were like, "No, you're under watch."
Weird.
I think we head out, right?
Yeah.
And as we're leaving, Yuma just breathes like a deep sigh of relief, and he has to get back to his feet. Like,
Oh, yeah, I help you up.
but it's okay. We have staff for this. It was ancillary benefit of becoming a wizard.
You did not tell her about the book.
Yet I thought that perhaps we would wait until we had deciphered more. I say as we are already out, not when the guards are like right there.
Both of the
Yeah.
books. You did not
The-
tell her how the portal, the contraption worked. Or were those not well?
She didn't really seem very surprised, though.
No,
Yeah,
she is
she did
definitely
not.
hiding something.
She is high wizard,
No.
first wizard.
She is hiding problem.
But more we find out, the more we can help.
But she did say she'd help us ascend so that we can support.
She said that she is helped to expedite our ascension if we are to demonstrate merit.
We have already
Particularly
demonstrated merit.
your.
Yeah. Ascension is a formal process within academy. There are levels, as you are seated. Guide Clegg is my professor. He is higher than I am, and there are those who are higher than he is. I would like to climb ranks so that I am more able to help defend kingdom and use my meager talents to help ensure the stability and the safety of the people. But the higher that I am able to climb, the more I can do that. So if you are to continue along this pathway and we are to enter into the Festival of Challenges, I am most grateful and will share any and all rewards.
There is some problem that is tied to Mirati books, so I
That's-
must.
And you, new friend, I do not know how you feel about being dragged into what could be a deep, dark,
I'm
and
just trying to find
dangerous
my
road.
people, man.
But
Trying to get home.
if you have capabilities that you wish to employ in Festival of Challenges, you will at the very least be rewarded.
Well, you did give me mushroom on a stick.
That it was Portobello best mushroom.
It is, and will close on my back, so I will help.
That I am grateful. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, but I think, sure.
Always with you it is see how I feel tomorrow.
You know,
Do I tell you who I am? Let's see how I feel tomorrow.
that is a question. The people that kidnapped you, do you happen to remember if they had like triangles drawn on their foreheads?
Not that I can think of, no.
Also, if you are help us, perhaps there is opportunity to deliver a swift retributive hand of justice. Always, I think, a responsibility of those who seek to uphold the law and order.
Hopefully, if we cross paths. Path cross, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the first mage was right, though. I probably should just ask my friends.
You have many mysterious friends.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty well connected.
Does
They know a lot about a lot of people and a lot of places, and they usually, maybe if someone knows something about where some people are, it might be my friends.
Okay.
So we all look around for that little icon on a brick somewhere,
What are you talking about?
and then we put messages.
What did the
Maybe I
what
should
did
just
the
go back to that one spot that I went to.
It looked like a set of scales.
It look like set of scales.
Like your scales? No, it didn't look like
Yeah,
scales.
like scales of justice.
Oh.
Can
Yeah, like a check and balance.
I have not heard it called that, but perhaps.
No, maybe not. I don't know. You know, the weighing thing.
Да,
Yeah.
да.
Those. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Can we take Brick out and put a little smiley face in the back so next time someone takes the message they see smiley face?
Cameron's gonna kill me.
Can I just be doing that to every single Brick out?
I'm gonna get fired. Let's go get a drink.
Да.
As you head back out of the Citadel, the massive grand entryway kind of swallowing you up again before you head out through the doors, and then back out into that first kind of public courtyard where there are a number of festivities going on there as well. It seems the High King was footing a bill on quite the extravagant celebration here for people to come take part in. You also do see near the front gates the lists being posted, and people are enrolling in the Tournament of Champions, which is kind of the highlight spectacle of the week's festivities, is this final tournament where champions are challenged in every aspect and regard.
We sign up.
You head on over and you can see there are a dozen or so clerks taking names of people in groups. You can see a number of other kind of like adventuring groups coming in, and a few students from the academy making their way over. A group of what looks like off-duty dragon defenders that are trying to test their mettle, all entering into the lists. You wait a few moments in the line as they're coming through before finally this little gnomish man with just like wisps of hair left around his balding head, wearing these thick glasses over his bulbous gnomish nose, finishes up with the group in front of you, finally takes his spectacles, adjusting them, and looks up towards all of you, and he says, "Interested in joining the tournament?
Да. We would like to put our names down.
Your group name?"
Oh.
Well,
We're always at odds.
we are could be odds and even. Odds and evens. It is bad name. Odd ones in. Not yet. I'm sorry. I am not poet.
Fail with hope. Maybe tad too cynical. Yeah.
And, who are we?
Well.
Future
so-
champions.
I think that is little,
Champions, TBD.
is a little bit optimistic. Not that you know,
I mean,
we are
it's
not
something to
want
start with.
We are not want to jinx ourselves.
Jinx.
Jinx.
Hijinks?
Hijinks.
Hijacks.
Bijacks.
Hijacks.
Hijacks.
Hijacks. Bijacks. It's too funny.
Just name our group after Jax.
Hello, goodbye. We just call it hello, goodbye. We just keep saying goodbye to people.
Perhaps we need to put our names down and leave group name field blank for now and come back. Is it acceptable?
That's not really how we do things with the Tournament of Champions. This is a group event. If you need a few moments, feel free to step off to the side. I have others waiting. And
Perhaps
join
it's
the
good
queue.
time to take break.
Yeah, we workshop then, I guess.
as you step away from the list to brainstorm together about what to call your group at this point.
It's always
Surprise,
hardest
it's here.
question.
Yeah, because it usually comes naturally. It's like, oh.
We
yes.
will also take a break to let you brainstorm this off camera a little bit.
Put it
As
in the
much as-
chat.
Yeah, throw suggestions in chat for what the group name is going to be. We will return here in 10 minutes or so to continue with these hijinks by Jax.
Hijinks by
In a
Jax.
moment.
Hijinks by Jack.
Hijinks by Jax is actually pretty good.
I like
We'll
it.
see you guys then. And we're back. Ready to dub this group with their official name. Or not so official. We'll see how it goes. You all, having had your meeting with the first wizard, have been suggested that you enter the Tournament of Champions in order to prove your worth and earn the clearance in the convocation to continue the discussion that you were having with her. As she seemed hesitant to discuss further with someone of your rank. And the gnome at the list that was taking names of groups entering the challenges asked you for your group name. You panicked. And took a step to the side to discuss, kind of huddling together, like, what do we call ourselves? Are you ready to head back up and enter your names?
Are you telling me that all of these people who are just walking up, they have names for their groups just like that? Like they just all just walked up here and they knew ahead of time they were going to be groups and they had names prepared?
They probably live here. Oops, sorry. They probably live here. And had spent time like going like, oh, we're gonna go to the festival. It's going to be so cool. We should come up with a name because of all this glory and wonder. We had other things on our mind.
That makes sense. Well, I don't know. What do you think? Like we're always into like, you know, all of our travels together. All the times that we've journeyed. We're into a bunch of hijinks.
By Jax.
Well, we did just say bye to Jax.
I would be okay with hijinks by Jax.
Hijinks by Jax. It sounds fun.
No, really, that is the best one that we got. I'm open to other ones if we got.
I feel like this would require a lot more time.
It is a lot of work.
We do not have time for it. Yeah, hijinks by Jax. It works. Maybe we will come across something better as we become.
How about this? We will prototype during tournament. If by end of tournament we hate it and we think of something better, great. Then the tournament was success.
Okay, sounds good. So don't make any t-shirts or anything.
Niet.
Okay. Yet.
Niet.
Yet.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Later.
If you are mocking me, I will fill your face with lightning.
Save it for the arena.
Okay. That's what I thought.
I wouldn't mark you yet.
Okay, hijinks by Jax.
You head back into the line, waiting your turn as you see the other groups eagerly giving their names for the lists. And you enter your name as Hijinks by Jax. Hijinx. Bye or bye?
Yes.
Bye.
The BY is capitalized and the E's are just lowercase.
Hijinks by Jax is entered into the lists. The clerk there taking your entry form, offering you each a simple kind of copper bracelet with your like participant numbers on it. That he takes note of as what numbers are going with this group name. as he just says, yes, well, the tournament begins tomorrow afternoon. Should wrap up by the evening, where we will declare the victors of the celebrations.
Okay.
Good luck, challengers.
We will be here tomorrow.
Not here,
Not here.
at the arena.
Oh.
Duh, of course, I'm sorry. I know where that is.
Best of luck, challengers.
Have I seen the tournament before? I mean, I grew up in Sanctuary, but I was a student at the academy. I
And it's not just a sanctuary thing. Most of the major, even like small settlements, will have like a tournament of champions. But this is definitely like
the tournament of champions.
the tournament. Yeah, like most likely, a lot of groups have come here to enter this particular tournament.
Oh boy.
Have you seen any of these groups before?
Yet I have not seen these groups, but when I was younger, I would come to watch the tournament always. It is a spectacle. It is magic and fighting and people with many great abilities come here to prove themselves. So we will have stiff competition, but we will prevail.
Okay. You think these are all like professionals? I mean,
No.
we're not fighting like
No.
someone's grandma, right?
We saw
Yet,
those
there is no one's
online.
grandma unless they are very accomplished wizard.
As you hear a voice say, "That's right. Enter us as the knitting circle, please."
Turn around, what do they look like? Let's scope them out.
There's a group of old ladies, little canes and their glasses over their noses.
We may be fighting somebody's grandma.
Okay.
But if they are entering, then they are entering the tournament, and they are at least as capable as they think they are.
Yeah, maybe they're doing pacifist run. You never know.
They're
I have
probably
never seen a successful pacifist run, although I have seen people try.
Spectacle.
It is, for what it's worth, it is a non-lethal tournament. There is medical staff on hand.
Do I have non-lethal spells?
We do now.
Any spell or attack becomes non-lethal during the.
Okay.
There are safety measures in place. So you have successfully entered your name into the lists.
And we don't do anything until tomorrow.
Pretty
Okay.
late, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Silly.
is late into the night.
Then I think perhaps it is time to go get good night's sleep. While we have tournaments at the academy, you are welcome. We could probably find one for you also.
Oh yeah.
Inside or outside, doesn't matter.
Okay.
It is a
Maybe
very
just
safe
stay
city.
with us, you know, so you don't like.
Kidnapped
Use
again. If you are kidnap prone, perhaps you will stay within eye range.
You might be right.
Still not bad.
I have never been kidnapped, have you?
No, but I mean, don't make it like that's his whole bit now.
Are you doing a bit?
He is a multifaceted being.
That is true. That is true. Being kidnapped prone is only one part of his character.
And it is only once. If he is kidnapped more than once, it is
Then
like
we will know.
Then
that
we
he
know
is
it's
kidnapped
prone.
But then it will be too late.
I'm just looking over my shoulder now.
I stand behind you now.
Oh,
No, I got your back, bud.
Speak up, please.
Oh, my
Yeah.
shell is your shell.
So before we go back to the dorm room,
Well, you can't.
we have to get
I mean, like I
secret
got your
super
back.
spy thing going on, right? We have to leave note, network, find the.
You are one to leave note for network something? You did that already.
Oh, I left one earlier. Yeah, you know, just to let them know, you
For
know,
us.
shady things in the basement and whatever. And like now, I kind of regret leaving that note
Different.
because maybe we should have just waited to talk to the first mage before I left the note.
No.
You know, because I wrote it when we were in the basement, and I was a little upset about that guy who wouldn't let me in, even though I flipped my hair at him. But I feel like now that we found Mogar, you probably want to find your people.
Yeah, but I mean, they could be almost anywhere at the moment, just kind of wherever they're feeling.
Yeah.
They probably backtracked to where they thought I was or would be, so...
Yeah,
Well, that's
but
I'd
like,
imagine.
rather than us wandering aimlessly to help you find them, because I feel like, when we finish our business here, I mean, I don't know if you guys need my help afterwards, but I feel like I should help you get back to your
Sure.
people. It wouldn't hurt to go back and visit them. I would like to see them again.
It may perhaps, I do not know how your friends operate, but perhaps it will take time if you are to put out question about the whereabouts of caravan. Perhaps it is not immediate answer.
Right,
So,
right. I mean, we don't know how long that could take, if they even have an answer, or if they can even know that. But, maybe they could, or at least get a message to them to let them know where you are, or something like that. I don't know. I don't know the limits of this communication stuff, because really I'm new there. But, I just thought maybe I could leave them a little note.
It sounds like a great idea.
Tell them I found you. See if, Anyway. So I do
look,
that.
there is that symbol again.
So I do that. I drop a picture of your face.
What's the name of the guy you hate?
And I write, found,
Blockish tram.
looking for more of his people. Lots of them. Beatnik brawlers. Traveling caravan of people. Last seen near Obsidian Peaks. Can you help find home? Stop.
You do feel while your organization is a wealth of information, the Dragon Defenders themselves might actually be a better option as they patrol all the roads
Oh,
and keep tabs on
Right.
who's going where and when.
And you are a dragon defender.
I am. Definitely. I practice dragon defending. Often. Actively.
In the
Frequently.
mirror.
Lots of connections there, because I have frequently been a dragon defender recently. So that's why I have the uniform.
You have a uniform?
Of course I do. I'm a dragon defender.
How come you have not put on?
Well, because I was in the country of people who don't like dragon defenders by myself.
Yeah, that is true.
3
That's
weeks
why I
ago.
didn't show you my badge. Remember this whole thing weeks ago?
But we have been traveling on the roads of Kingdom for 3 weeks.
Yeah, but now I'm with you guys, so like, why do I need to wear the uniform?
I am wearing uniform.
I mean, we all make choices.
Yeah.
Nah.
But I'm, it's like
Yes,
playing. I'm a plainclothes defender.
Oh,
Still don't want all of the attention the dragon defender would bring, obviously.
Yeah. I'm independent defender. At times. Oh
Okay.
man, so good at my job. I start to put the note behind the brick. And then I'm like, you know what, actually, the dragon defenders are probably gonna be better than whatever anonymous source is behind this brick.
so
Can I draw a smiley face?
the people who read the notes that you put in the bricks are not dragon defenders.
It's adjacent.
The shadowy hand of the dragon defenders.
If that's what you want to call it,
What
I cannot confirm or deny.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't tell secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
So these spies,
Me?
they are not dragon defenders.
That's not what I said.
That is what you're implying.
Adjacent.
Is it? I don't know. Now I'm confused.
Okay, well, I'm sure it will all become clear.
Ooh, okay. I'll see how I feel in the morning. I'll let you know tomorrow.
Do we want to find out if Galactus is going to be in the tournament too?
I would be surprised if you were not.
Am I going to have to fight the Vespian?
Who will win?
Are you gonna ask him? Are you gonna call him?
Her.
Figure out the rock. Hello? Are you there?
What was that voice earlier?
Oh, we met a new friend. His name is Mogar. He did not realize that you are on the other end of this rock.
Hello, Rock.
I don't like strangers.
Yeah, he's a good person though. I think you will like him.
It's like the kid brother. Let me
Are
talk.
Are you going into the tournament with Galactus?
Yeah.
We are in the tournament now too. So that will be interesting.
It will. Oh, Galactus is gonna love that.
And you'll get to meet Mogar!
Did your rock hiss?
That means that she'll warm up to you eventually.
No, I won't.
Are the sending stones like speakerphone?
They are now.
Now,
They certainly seem to be.
I like
when
it.
narratively appropriate, they are.
I like
Cool.
it. Okay, well, see you tomorrow.
I guess so. Good luck.
Good luck to you too. Let's put the rock away. We're totally gonna win.
And I think we head back to our rooms at the academy and try to arrange another room for Mogar in the middle of the night. And if not, I don't know, find a tree that you can sleep under or something.
If only
gonna
we'd
be
run
so
into
awkward.
Mogar on the way into the city, so we could have secured him a room during the day.
This poor
Yeah, but
RB.
then
man.
Glaucus would have been like right behind us.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm inordinately pleased that we managed to get the amulet back to the first wizard without Glaucus being there.
You guys and your rivalry.
I know.
You head back the short way through the heart of the city towards the river that cuts through it, on which the academy grounds are nestled on an island in the middle of. Tulok, you see something here in Sanctuary
A donkey.
that a guy with donkey
Howls into the night.
How did that get here?
that solidifies a little more in your mind the altruistic utopian nature of this place. Some sight or event on your way back to the academy kind of resonates with you specifically of how of the good that came from the unification and of how the people of the kingdom, the citizens, not just the nobles and the rich and the elite, but all citizens of the kingdom are taken care of. What is it that you see?
Well, obviously there's more visitors in the city today than any other day because of the festival. So, all of the homes seem to have signs on their doors that just say 1 bed here, 2 beds here, or they have stew pots. Like they're just sharing what they have. Everyone is opening their door and putting out whatever food. So it's not just a festival that's like put on in the main quadrant. It's actually like an open door. Come and visit, share what we have, and it's safe to do that. So from in every neighborhood of the sanctuary, the doors are open, and it's free.
That's powerful.
You catch signs of this open hospitality, this sharing the surplus with those that might be in need here throughout the city. And heading back, we continue to see the various, kind of entertainers and musicians spread about. You also have seen a number of times at different street corners and situated in parks, a number of different artists, painters and sculptors and glass makers, all crafting their art out on display and in public, and both previous works put up on display, but kind of places where you can watch the artists themselves work. And kind of see another sign of the artists have the freedom to do this because their other needs are met for as citizens here in the sanctuary, and that they don't have to worry about scrounging together enough coin to get their next meal. They can just practice their art to its fullest extent, and so it is on display everywhere throughout the city. These monuments and portraits of beauty and drama and emotion and whatever the artist is trying to convey, or whatever you interpret from what it is that they present to you. It is on display throughout, and there's rarely a space or a surface that hasn't been crafted with art and beauty in mind, with so many of them having the freedom to use their talents in this way. So you catch little hints and signs of this almost everywhere throughout the city as well, as you head back across the lacework seemingly glass bridge that crosses the river over to the island of the Academy. The many buildings and libraries and annexes of the Academy proper, all kind of splayed around the central tower that makes up the thriving, thrumming heart of the Academy and the convocation even itself. You are, of course, allowed entry back in, as you have been put on record as having rooms here. They can provide another room for a guest, but on such late and short notice, it wouldn't be as close as the three of your rooms are.
Can we just add a bed to one of our rooms?
They're pretty small, right?
They're not overly small, but it is their.
I would be cramped.
Yeah, they're just large enough.
Dude.
We got a bunk bed.
It's best if I take room that is far away and you are able to stay close to luck.
So you don't get kidnapped.
That was not going
Let's not
to
make
say.
this a thing. Yeah. Much appreciated.
I mean, I usually just like curl up in my shell anyway, so it's not like a big deal. Like,
Well,
I
if
like
you want to have
hard
sleepover,
surfaces to sleep on, so I would just sleep on the floor. Just use my bedroll. It's not a big deal.
There's room. It's okay.
Okay. I mean, okay.
I'll take the faraway room.
Okay.
I stay up all night talking to Bastian, so And I
Who's
have
next
five.
gonna stay up all night talking to you?
Who can say?
She is silent for long stretches.
She likes it.
So, a late night behind you. Your names entered into the Tournament of Champions in order to pry a few more secrets out of the first wizard. A night's rest takes you in.
So I can clear that stress.
Yep. So your downtime activities on your sheets there, you can take up 2 of them. You would have like in the process here, like I mentioned before, all of your stress and hit points would have been cleared in the travel.
I know,
here.
just the one that I got from the
Yep.
first wizard.
Yep.
Do we want to work on Verlo's book? I think we were working on Verlo's book together, right?
Yes.
And then
I would be glad to work on that. I also think it might be useful for us to prepare for the next day's combat and gain hope.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was just thinking, I feel like if there's an activity that gains hope,
There is. It's called preparing.
preparing. So we just need to do an activity. Is that
Oh.
one major activity? Is that what it is?
Describe how you're preparing for the next day's adventure, then gain hope.
Oh, okay. And we do it once? Or we can do it twice?
You can do up to 2 activities,
Or the same one twice.
or the same one twice.
okay.
So I would
So
say
should-
maybe we...
Should we load up on hope or try to keep pushing at the book to decipher more stuff because it might be important.
I would like to clear my stress and prepare, but perhaps I can help you work on the book.
We shouldn't have any stress, right? Because we were on the road.
Yeah, I do because
He
I
took
have
a stress
yeah.
when he fell in front of the first wizard.
How do
Can I do my 2 downtime activities and also help Suni or something?
No, because one of the downtime activities is work on a project, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd have to make that one of your.
I guess I would spend a hope to help, so it'd be kind of silly to then prepare and gain a hope.
Well, you did too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if you choose to prepare with one or more members of your party, you may each take 2 hope.
I want to prepare,
Okay.
so I'd like to do that, so we can benefit from that. But since we get to do 2 things,
Mhm.
the other thing
You'll work
is
on the project.
I'll just work on it.
I'll clear all
Just in
stress.
case we learn something.
Maybe we can do some combat spell training. Go over our combat spells. Related note. We don't have to do this right now, but if you wanted to, I'm wondering if we would want to rework our spell lists.
do a
We
downtime
can,
activity?
we can talk about that.
Yeah.
We can do that if you want.
Yeah, we don't have to do it right now. I don't
I
think
just
that's-
feel
are we-
like-
unless we're going into combat like
I'm
tonight.
so-
Do we think?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I'm so young in the
Like we
game
used to
where it's
in
kind
the
of
old
like I'm
days?
just letting it all ride and I'm just like learning as I go because I know
Yeah.
I'm never gonna have an optimal character and I don't want one.
No, it's not about the optimal character. I just like don't want you to be in a position where you feel like
I'm
all
gonna
of your
get it.
things you can do are outside of combat.
Just
And I feel like that's kind of been the case. And I feel
Well.
like I have more combat spells than I really need, and I would like some utility spells.
Okay.
Like separating into like combat and utility seems like maybe that choice is not
I
paid
think
off
that would
well.
have worked well for D&D, but in
Yeah.
this context it is a little bit like
Yeah.
different.
So,
okay.
but yeah, just something that we can think about it.
Okay.
So, what activities are you undertaking? As I gain 2 fear from you taking a long rest.
I would like to gain a hope by planning out some attacks to do now that my old buddy Mogar is around. So I used to travel with them for a short time.
And we sparred.
And we'd spar. So I think we could build hope by talking about the old days and the fighting styles that we had and kind of comparing notes and maybe planning out a combo attack or a fight that we could do where he could grab him.
New skills and moves you've learned.
Yeah, like I'm really good at just getting in there and covering you while you grab him and then I smash him. Be sick.
Oh, the old grab and smash. You remember how we used to grab and smash?
Yeah. Wait, so you get over here. Let me show him. Okay, so you just stand there and then try to hit him.
It goes horribly wrong. I get hit. I go
Let's
down.
get these beds out of the way. We got
I
more room for
telepathy inside
activities.
So are you two preparing together?
Yeah.
Because if you both take the prepare, you can get 2 hope.
Whoa.
If you prepare together.
Well, we prepare together.
Sparring is 2-person activity.
What else? And what's your other activity?
Well, I didn't realize I was going to get 2 and 1. Can I see that list, please?
Yes. That is it. I'm just gonna be napping on the bed.
Okay.
I'm gonna be super heavy though, so it kind of like bellows a bit, and my legs will hang off the edge. It's not that comfy, but it's working.
You wake up and the pillow's just impaled on a horn.
So,
Does that accomplish a thing for you?
because you could double prepare and get even more hope. Or, alternatively, work on my book with me. You could help.
Naps. Just taking a nap.
I mean, I'm maxed out on things, so if you want help with the book, you don't
Wait, you
want my
can't do
help with the
prepare
book.
twice?
You can do prepare twice.
No, but I don't need any more help.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm good. I'm good on everything, unless
I
I,
mean,
can
but,
increase my
like-
proficiency.
Helping does require a hope, so if you don't want to do that, you
I don't want to help you then.
Yeah. That's fine.
Instead, I will spend my evening working on my origami skills, figuring out how to pass notes in the coolest ways possible. So I'm folding paper to look like my friends.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
So wait, okay. I'm gonna be working on the project,
Yep.
but couldn't you also just like work on a project and it be that book project, and we both just do separate roles, so there isn't actually like a help action?
As long as I don't have to spend my hope on
Yeah, I don't.
You could. These have been knowledge rolls to decipher, and this is a long-term project, so you don't get rolls every day. It's kind of like when you've worked on it for X amount of days, you get a roll to see how much progress you've made. But you could spend an evening to do so.
Well, I can look at the book with you.
Don't have to spend a hope to do it.
I like that.
You might. You know what? You might know something. Something might. There's always a spark. You've lived a completely different life than Suni over here, so you know what?
You know, I might.
You really
Oh,
might.
shoot. Okay.
In your other activity, you're preparing with
Yeah.
your vein.
Discuss spells, attack options,
Attack angles.
combat tactics, kind of demonstrate some things.
How you can both stay as close as you can to Tulok.
Without bend your
really
spell
would.
Without
lines
making
like
any
that.
target.
I don't really want to be as close as I can to Tulok always.
What?
Because that means that I'm getting hit.
No, it means you're not getting hit.
Because you can shield me.
Yeah. I
But
can
being
take
close
all
to
your
you means
damage.
being close to the bad guys.
Yeah, but you see Mogar and I practicing, and you know he's in there too.
But you know it's traumatizing? Standing right next to you while someone's trying to murder you and you're just shielding. What happens when that shield just stops?
Then I turn my back on them. And I use my other shield.
It's still scary as fuck.
Yeah. That's true.
So we prepare together, and then I also, as I walk to my assigned room, I take a small detour through a courtyard that was where I used to sit and study. It's kind of an out-of-the-way little garden. It's not hidden exactly, but it's not heavily used, and it was a place that I could go to be alone and to focus because I had to work so hard in school. And I had to study later and longer than anyone else. Nothing came easily to me, and this is where I would take my books and study. And I just kind of find my feet taking me there. And back into the kind of tucked away corner behind some flowering bushes where I used to sit. And I press up against the stone wall and I slide down and I sit there for a while, just remembering. And when I get up, I feel lighter, calmer, more grounded, and I've cleared my stress.
Clear distress. Awesome. Any other? We covered everybody's long rest activities. You clear the requisite HP and or stress. Add any hope that you would have generated during your preparations. To rise up the next morning.
Rise up.
The day of the Tournament of Champions upon you, where you can gather together for breakfast, should you choose. There is food offered here at the university, or you can go out and find something to eat should you wish. And there are more of those alcoves throughout the university where you can go and get like the daily rations if that's what you wanted to do, to get those as well. But all of those options are available to you for whichever you wanted to do. If you want to go on an empty stomach for the tournament, at your choice.
Oh,
No.
that seems unwise.
The dining hall here, best porridge in the city.
We should go to the dining
Yeah.
hall and see if Galactus is there. It would be so
He
awkward.
won't be there. He never eats in the dining hall.
Oh. I thought it was like school cafeteria thing, yeah. Alright, whatever.
It was not required. He would go to dinner at his family estates.
Oh! It's fancy.
Or sometimes one of the servants would bring him a picnic basket with lunch when he had to study.
That's very fancy.
Trick.
Interesting.
So you said
Well-
porridge.
No, they have excellent porridge. Sometimes even with raisins.
Oh. So, is
Come,
it
come.
excellent like blank porridge with nothing in it?
As you
Many
leave,
ancient grains. Perhaps some chia seeds and also flax seeds.
as you leave the dorms that you were assigned to, heading down towards the dining hall, you see the stocky dwarvish frame, thick black beard of a guide Thornfeld walking over towards you up the hallway. He says, Oh, good morrow to all of you.
Oh, Professor, Guide Clayus, it is good to see you.
Yes, I heard that you spoke with the first wizard personally.
I am sorry that we did not wait, but we were anxious to reach her before
our pursuers reached us.
It's perfectly okay, perfectly okay. It seems she was quite pleased with receiving your message directly.
The,
In fact, she sent over something for all of you. He pulls out a small pouch, kind of reaches in and fumbles through it for a moment before he pulls out what looks like a small jewelry box. And he opens it up where you can see a thin silver ring with a amethyst jewel on it that has kind of as part of the setting that holding the jewel in over the top of it is the symbol of the first wizard, which is a staff over a shield. That he says she sent this over for all of you for retrieving the amulet.
there's how many? There's multiple, or there's one?
It's just the one.
Wow, that is very gracious. Do you know what it is?
He pulls out a set of these like almost like engineer's goggles, but they have like the multiple different lenses, and he kind of turns a few of them, and the color changes inside of it. As he sits and looks at it for a few moments, he says, looks like some sort of a ring of to offer some protection, some resistances,
It is very kind of her.
certainly keep you alive in a fight.
Perhaps she has told you we have entered the tournament of challengers.
She didn't mention it, but that'll help for that.
Okay. I don't know who wants it.
It is a ring of resistance for whoever takes it can put it into their inventory. Which, speaking of inventories, I keep forgetting, all of your gear, put it at the improved. So like improved quarterstaff, improved grappler, improved gambeson armor.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So, ring of resistance. Once per long rest, activate this ring to only take half damage on an incoming attack. Cool.
I'm pretty
Once
armored.
per long rest.
You are pretty armored.
Yeah, that's not for me.
Um,
I think it might be for the guy who had a +1 and no longer has a +1.
perhaps they did not want to proclaim it, but
Yeah, I was gonna mention that too. You don't have the,
Oh, I know,
the
I do.
amulet.
I already unequipped it. But if that's good, everyone, I
I'm
will
not too sure how to
take this.
improve.
So it's just another item.
Yeah.
You just go in and add those items to your inventory. Improved quarterstaff, improved grappler, and improved armor.
Thank you.
He says, well, if you all are going to be in the tournament, perhaps I should take a day off and come watch.
Oh.
We hope that we will present an impressive spectacle.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Tell me, Professor, it has been a long time since I watched the tournaments, since I was a student here. There are combatants of all different levels. Are people segregated by? Are there brackets?
Oh, they tend to change how they do the tournament every year, but not so much.
Like, are we gonna be fighting like a bunch of like level 10 people?
You could, I mean, you'll be fighting anyone and everyone that thinks they could be the champion.
Yeah.
Could be some powerful people out there. But the tournament will challenge every aspect of your character. Your wits, your instincts, your reaction, your strength, your battle prowess. Sometimes what it takes to win is surprising. But usually you just gotta kick ass and take names.
Are you fighting? You watched the tournaments before. Are we fighting more than the other people in the arena? Is it just the other contestants? Is it also the arena?
There's usually a bit of action between contestants at some point during the tournament to kind of sort things out as they were among the standings. Usually such events are held until the later parts of the tournament. Earlier challenges will sort out the chaff.
Okay. Is it more than one team at a time in the arena? Or more than two teams?
Oh, sometimes.
Professor, you are being characteristically enigmatic.
Well, as I said, they change the tournament every year. There's often something of free-for-all. Many times a challenge will be put to all the groups, and those that finish the quickest rise the highest in the ranks. It could be any number of things, but some of the excitement is the surprise.
Then we should be ready for anything. Okay.
There's a lot of things that can be anything.
Almost all the things.
What anything means.
Just like everything.
Well, I'll be looking out for you and cheering for you. What name did you enter under?
We are Hijinks by Jax.
Is that a perfume?
It could be if we are successful enough to launch a brand.
Let me know. I'll get my alchemical supplies ready.
Oh, that sounds lucrative.
But it is a proven route to fame and fortune is to be successful adventurers who launch a line of merchandise.
Well, I mean, if I don't get any better at my job, I might So, I'll talk to you after the games.
Great. I hope you win.
Okay.
Adventurers or simply basement delvers?
It is baser than basement dwellers.
Did have to pause and make sure I did not say that.
Guide Thornfeld scuttles off to continue with his other academic duties of the morning.
He's
so
only scuttle because he has very short legs. That is all.
so that he can have the afternoon free to come watch the Tournament of Champions taking place later at the arena. Yvain takes you down to the dining hall where you can see a full porridge bar has been set up where you do kind of come over and get generic bowl of bland porridge, and then there's dozens of different toppings and additives and syrups, and you can go for savory or sweet or whatever it is
Anchovy?
that might tickle your fancy. Anchovy is present.
That sounds wonderful.
I am telling you the truth. Yeah, you do not think I have ever eaten same porridge shit twice.
And you can see there is like it seems like all of the students that are in the dorms currently are here at the porridge bar.
It's like
for the
taco
morning.
day at school.
Yeah. But it's every morning. So you enjoy a thick, hearty porridge of various tastes and flavors depending on your character's preferences and what they are. Before you head out back into the city of Sanctuary you have some of the morning left if you wanted to do any other preparations before the tournament itself. You are aware that there is to be a parade that starts at the arena and goes as much as it can through the city, although it would take almost a whole day to circuit the entire city. But it kind of takes a short circuit of the city before coming back to the arena proper, kind of building the hype and excitement and gathering the crowd all to come to the arena, where all of the teams are kind of put on display to march in the parade. And Yvain, you would definitely be aware, Trulock, you as well, that many of the teams do like outfits or costumes to set themselves apart from their competition, and so that, from the huge crowd of the arena,
They stand
individual teams can kind of be picked out based on their accoutrements.
I do think it is probably, I don't know if we want to do this right now, but sometime before the combat starts, if we could visit Balthazar's Bazaar, or some comparable venue for purchasing magical items with some of our reward money.
Balthazar's Bazaar is definitely the best in the city. At least that's what they claim. As far as the place to get goods of magical nature.
How bizarre? How bizarre.
So, for matching, Mogar already has a gold sash. We could get some gold sashes or little accents here.
Could you go for that?
I already dress in warm colors, so it would just look nice.
Do we need any like bandoliers or anything? I don't have any.
It's very specific.
I think that's just from other systems. Yeah. But for potion holding,
Assume we have.
to rapidly
Right.
take our potions.
I feel like we have. Do we just kind of have that?
Yeah, we just
We're
not going to
assuming.
use the potion.
Okay, we just have
This is like
Yeah.
action.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So you have a very fancy
Okay.
bandolier that just.
Yeah. I think I have shopped recently for my weapons and things and shields and such,
Well,
so
yeah.
I'm good.
It's just that we just got a bag of gold and
Rod that doesn't move. Oh, you.
You gotta have two.
I don't disagree, actually. What's one rod if you don't have another? Did you have any intentions or things?
Just wanted to see if there was anything useful, like particularly combat useful that we could buy with our new money
Yeah, we didn't get about
before
that.
we, go into the tournament as opposed to after.
Any flying brooms? Or vacuums?
Any self-cleaning brooms?
A Broomba, perhaps. Oh, rest in peace, Broomba.
And Yvain, you would know where Balthazar Bazaar is in the sanctuary. It is in the Merchants District, where most of the mercantile establishments are located. And heading through the streets towards it, you see the celebration still in full swing for the festival. Much of it seeming to have not stopped since last night, still continuing on.
Are there just like roving sanitation mages prestidigitating the vomit off the cobblestones?
You've actually seen a lot of the refuse and litter, detritus, that you've seen. Some enchantments in the streets themselves seems to just clean it up within moments of it occurring.
Oh, it's gone.
Have like some kid just trying to like spit and it just disappears. Lay down.
And moving into the Merchants District, you do see dozens and dozens of these different shops set up here, where it seems that, in particular, the kind of high end of the different types of shops have a location here, as this is kind of the place to go, the big shopping mall, as it were. Many of them, their buildings stylized as literal representations of the goods for sale inside. You see a large kind of stovepipe top hat with a glass arched entryway in it of people coming and going of the local haberdashery, a big cornucopia of vegetables where people can go in and get local produce brought in.
We lose Mogar for a moment.
Brought in both from the farmlands in and out of the city, in addition to the many rooftop gardens and green roofs located throughout the city itself. And nestled in among all of these various buildings is what looks to be a massive rainbow shaded circus tent with big flags on it that have a rainbow scaled dragon on them, signifying Balthazar's Bizarre Bazaar.
We enter.
As you head up and through, you can see a number of customers coming and going from the area. And there are, at the front of the tent, where it itself seems to have, beyond what the festival is providing, there are a number of entertainers and acrobats and jugglers just outside of the circus tent, as if it itself were a circus, to entertain those waiting to go inside or those having come out. Heading up towards, it looks like just kind of these velvet tent flaps that cover the opening in front of it, where there is a couple of greeters there to welcome each of you. This golden-haired woman just says, "Welcome to Balthazar's Bizarre Bazaar. Enjoy your day of shopping." She moves the curtain aside from you. When she moves the curtain, you can just see this archway of light beyond.
Спасибо.
You walk on through the light. It washes over you, giving you this kind of like walking through a paper-thin layer of warm water that kind of spreads and washes over and around you, bringing you within to where you can see you stand in a large, long entry hall with a number of hallways that go off the sides of it. Down the center of this hallway is this rainbow-colored carpet at your feet, and on the side are a number of signs in the different colors represented on the carpet that are labeled like food, armor, weapons, magical antiquities, and the like, each one kind of designated to a different color. And you can see leading up the hallway, the colors on this carpet kind of branch off, and then that hallway is a singular color moving further in. And it looks like the space within, even though the circus tent itself was quite massive, the space within seems even larger, and it's not just catering to magical artifacts and enchantments, but it seems like it is truly a bazaar of like anything and everything you might think of purchasing. There is a shop for it here inside of Balthazar's as well. And in addition, as you walk along this hallway, you see a number of gilded framed paintings of this rainbow-scaled dragon in various poses of joviality and welcoming smiles on his faces, each in these different kind of poses along the walls. No bit of vanity spared in the decorations of this hallway as you enter within. Following the signs and the colored carpet, downwards there's this kind of ever-present music that seems to follow you down and through, and you see other citizens and patrons of Balthazar's heading up and down these different hallways here. You follow the purple line to the what seems like the bulk of the magic and enchanted items. Where, as you step into, these kind of beaded curtains hang down at the end of the hallway, and you step into a very similar scene that you saw at the pop-up Balthazar's Bazaar, although this one much further expanded. Just aisles and aisles of shelves and scroll racks and cases and displays all throughout. There are a number of kind of shop clerks that are coming around and helping people as they go, but it seems they're quite busy at this hour, at this time, and there are definitely more customers within than clerks to help. But one of them does look over, this kind of almost like mouse-ish woman with this brown hair and a tight little bun.
Like mouse-ish or mousy?
Mousy.
Okay.
Up at the top of her head, that she looks over and she says, oh, welcome to Balthazar's Bazaar. If there's anything you need in particular, please feel free to ask. I'll be just right over here. And she continues kind of talking with the customers that she's with at the moment. And you can see the various goods all displayed around the room. Most of which has like signage kind of telling you what is in each of the compartments. The bulk of the goods are similar enchanted items that you had seen at the pop-up shop. Basically anything of like uncommon value. The shop has at least one of each item in stock. So it is quite the large inventory. Of things available.
So you said uncommon.
Trying to think if there was anything that popped out last time that you guys didn't get. There is okay, there is a premium bedroll, which you guys have one of those already, but there is another one available here.
That one removes stress when you sleep in it?
It automatically clears the stress during any rest, which allows you to free up an activity to do other things if you only have the one stress.
I think I have that premium bedroll, right? Because my stress means you guys don't take hits, so yeah.
There is a small handcrafted whistle that is labeled as a piper's whistle, that each is carved to have a very distinctive sound, and its piercing tone can be heard in a 1 mile radius. There's a quiver for bolts and arrows that allow them to do some extra damage. There is an Alistair's torch.
You know, if someone were prone to be getting kidnapped, I'm not saying that anyone is, but that piper's whistle would be pretty interesting. But not that anyone is prone to it. Just saying if it happened to them and they didn't want it to happen again.
This better not be a regular thing.
Future
Like a
notes.
rape whistle.
A mile radius, though.
Basically.
For a forager?
Someone please give me the whistle.
We can buy
Is it
whistle.
expensive?
It's a handful.
We can buy that.
The torch can magically be lit or snuffed and gives much more light than a normal torch would. There is a fully working pair of speaking orbs.
What's the range on a speaking orb? Do I need to look it up?
No range.
Trying to do my
As
homework.
long as the two creatures are holding them any distance.
Yeah.
An arcane cloak that's the color, texture, and size can be adjusted as long as you are able to cast spells. A fire jar that has a liquid inside of it that instantly produces fires and refills during your rests. The glamour stone that lets you memorize a look, hairdo, makeup, outfit, and all. Spend a hope to instantly recreate the look anytime. There is another of these empty chests like you found that Verlo had. A small carrying case for various animal companions that might be traveling along with you, keeping them from harm. Special arrows.
How big is the case? Can I fit?
It is made for a small animal companion.
Oh man.
The Valor Stone, which adds the resilient trait to any armor it's attached to.
I have that.
A skeleton key that can help you get past locks.
I have that? I don't have that. I have a secret key.
The arcane prism, I think you guys have gotten before.
I have that.
There is another one here. There is the recipe for a minor health potion, as well as a recipe for a minor stamina.
Do we craft?
Recipes.
Can anybody craft that?
Yeah, for them, during your downtime, you spend one of your downtime activities and a handful of gold with the recipe, and you craft one.
Oh.
You might want to get the recipe though to have on the road.
Yeah.
There are possibly also for potential kidnap victims, there are a pair of homing compasses that always point to each other.
Not that anyone.
One of these sessions, there's gonna be a sack over my head. I'm just gonna be there the whole time. I'm kidnapped.
A pair of gecko gloves.
I have
Gecko
gecko
gloves.
gloves. I just realized that. Wait, do
Wait,
I?
what is it? Sticky?
Did you get them for climbing?
Climb up
I
vertical
think
surfaces
so,
and across
yeah.
ceilings.
Excuse
I
me,
could
I'm
have
sorry.
been
No
climbing
one
all
got the
over
recipes
the
last
time.
Are they really? I think they're really expensive, though, right? The recipes.
We should.
Handful? 2 handfuls?
Handful.
Oh,
We should pay for that.
Recipes? And that's just like a downtime activity?
yeah, but it's
And it's a handful of gold.
But
Yeah, it's still useful if you're out on the
What's
road.
that?
How much for the gloves?
The gloves are a handful of gold.
and then we can sell them
Of
if we
the
wanted to get really proprietary.
Did you want to also climb on the ceiling and meet some people?
I have this grapple gun.
Pick
of
things up,
the,
let them fall.
Rarer and more expensive items in the shop, there is a bag of fickle sand.
Pickles.
That sounds fun.
The bag can be convinced to be much heavier or lighter than it should be with a presence roll. You can also blow sand in the face of an adversary with a finesse roll to make them temporarily vulnerable.
Pocket sand.
Sweet, you just talk to the sand? I'm sorry, this is so interesting.
Damn it, it looks.
Presence roll. Oh my god.
There is a dual flask that does just what it says. It can hold 2 different kinds of liquids, and you click a button to switch between the 2 of them. There is a bloodstone that you can attach to a weapon to add the brutal feature to it. The brutal feature is if any of your damage dice roll the maximum value, roll an additional damage die.
Oh, exploding dice.
Staff.
That's cool. That would be pretty fucking awesome. Just saying. I don't hit people with things, but
I like to hit people with things.
you could hit people with things for big damage.
How expensive is it to hit people with things? And how many dice do I roll? How many dice do you roll? Is it max of both or all of your dice?
If any of your damage dice roll their maximum value, roll an additional damage
So if
die.
you roll
That only increases then.
If you roll a 6 on a d6, roll another die.
So
roll
I
another
roll
D6.
2d10.
So if you roll a 10 on either one, you roll another d10.
What dice do you roll? Are you rolling d10s?
I think I did see a D10 actually. Yes, 2D10.
Josh, did I hear you were telling him something about having an improved weapons? Is that for all of us, or was that just for Mogar?
No, that was for him starting as a,
Okay.
a tier 2 character.
Got it.
However, if you
'Cause we
were
have
looking for
improvements.
improved,
Yes.
if you were looking for improved versions of what you have now, they would be available here at
Yeah.
Balthazar's.
Oh, really? So I could get an improved great staff.
You could. It would be 4 handfuls of gold.
Whoa.
I think that's right.
That's better than what I have now. Which is
Can
just
you
regular
put a
great
rune
staff.
on it and make it improved? Or something else? What's an improved doing?
Wait, so
Does +3.
you have a
That's
bonded
big.
staff?
No, I gave somebody the bonded staff.
You gave it to me.
Yeah.
So it's regular. It's bonded. I'm trying to figure out the
It was a
tiers.
quiz.
So it's regular, bonded, and then improved.
No. The bonded one is quality of it. Like, I have a powerful great staff.
Oh.
You said no. You're wrong.
Oh,
I could have an improved great staff, which has still has the powerful trait, but it does d6 + 3 instead of just a d6.
Mm.
That's substantially more.
Oh, Wait, your staff does how much damage?
A d6 by my proficiency, so right now it's 2d6. This would do 2d6 + 3.
Mine is 2d6 plus 4, because I guess my proficiency plus something. I don't know. But that's.
Interesting. I wonder why.
What's the question?
Her bonded staff says it does 2d6 + 4 magical damage. My great staff says it only does 2d6. I'm curious where that is for. Comes from. It does a d6 + 4 magical damage.
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah, so that's just a better.
With the reliable trait.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that
Yeah, you
that
should-
great staff is worth 4 handfuls of gold.
You should get a better staff.
4. And I would love them to re-socket the crystal from mine into this, if that's how that works. What do we think? Yeah. And it sort of glows with a more intense white light briefly, and crystalline energy lines kind of appear down the staff and then disappear.
Nice. Double checking prices for you.
Thank you.
I'm getting the whistle.
You want the whistle?
No, but I think I might need it.
But is there another suspended rod there too?
There is.
How expensive is it though?
1 handful. 2 handfuls. 7 handfuls.
It is 2 handfuls.
How much did we have in that group party gold thing?
We just got a bag of gold, which has 10 handfuls. So we could buy that piper whistle for you if you want it.
That's what I wanted. I might need it.
Why don't you add the piper whistle to your inventory? And make sure to blow it if you get separated. In the
Or if you're in distress.
What am I not?
Well, I hope not often.
The other suspended rod.
Okay.
Did we also have enough money for the recipes though?
The recipes were
One each.
Yeah.
for healing and stamina,
Yeah.
and they're not consumable, right? Then when we have the recipes, we have the recipes.
Correct.
That seems worth it.
It consumes the gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's him equipped.
Which
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So we start making them on all of our spare downtime activities, and then we sell them on the road for 2 handfuls of gold. So we can make more of them once we're all stocked up well,
Right.
you know. And then, and then we're rich. And that way, when I fail at my job
You
and
know,
get fired,
I don't know about that.
then we have that to bankroll our perfume line. It was wonderful.
You live in Sanctuary. This place is like,
That's true. You don't need much money here.
you don't.
I keep flashing back to my time, on the outside back in the place I'm from. Not the Crystalline Coast. That was my summer home.
I also have these problems sometimes.
So,
there are half a dozen each
that's from before.
minor health potions and minor stamina potions. And 4 each of health potions and stamina potions.
Huh. Miners do 1d4.
Yep.
And regulars do.
1 plus 1d4.
Ooh. How much are each?
They currently are having a sale. Buy one, you buy a health, get a stamina, or vice versa. The miners are a gold, a handful each. The standard, the health and the stamina potion, are 2 handfuls each.
Okay.
But it's buy one get one.
I have 1 minor health potion. I think we
One
all
minor.
do.
I have 1 regular health potion.
I think I
and
have
1
one
minor
of
stamina
each.
potion.
I think you got Jax's. What might be a good idea is to give 1 to Mogar, so we all have a health potion.
Hey, do you have any potions?
I think the druid
Oh, you
technically
know,
shouldn't.
smart.
You should have gotten one when you started with one.
You start with 1.
I escaped captivity. I don't really think I had anything.
That's up to you. When you made the character, you had either a health potion or a stamina potion.
Maybe you took
Yeah,
one on your
what-
way out,
Alright.
So you could have taken a stamina potion, and then you could get health.
It's so weird that as Jax was jumping into the library, she just threw that potion out. Like she knew we weren't going to catch up.
Yeah. Did she throw out a few other things too?
Like her entire. No.
It would have been nice if she did, huh? Yeah, I don't know how I got this from her. Are you sure that's where this came from?
I would have assumed, but
We might have just bought it because we knew that my stress is how I don't hurt you
Maybe.
guys.
Well,
Or
either
how
way, it
you
works
guys
out. Mogar's got a potion.
Okay, so the piper whistle, the rod, stamina recipe, health recipe. That's 5. Then
Wait. There was the whistle, the
Piper
rod.
whistle. the rod.
No, it was just 1 rod.
The rod is 2.
Oh,
Rod's
for
2
gold.
gold.
Oh,
Yep.
pieces of gold. Okay, continue.
Handfuls.
Stamina recipe, the health recipe. Right, so that's 5 handfuls. We have 12 in party funds total. I spent 4 of my own on the improved grade staff. So that's 5. We could spend the rest on health and stamina potions.
You didn't distribute funds to us, right? Because I don't have any. Okay.
We just got the reward and then it just went to party funds.
Okay.
And who took the ring, by the way?
I have it right now, although I kind of think you should have it, to be honest, because I am a little tainted.
Ooh, he said he's stronger than you.
I said I'd tank you.
I mean, I guess if you feel like
I
doing
mean,
that.
what's your evasion is 11, your armor's 4. That's the same.
Yeah.
How many armor slots do you have?
I have 6.
I have 7.
So
I have -1 agility, but we have
I have 0 agility.
not that different.
Mm-hmm.
My
And currently,
major damage or my severe damage threshold is 1 higher.
Yeah, my severe damage is 14. But currently, you do more damage spells right now. So until we have that little rebalance, I think you probably should stick with the ring.
Well, the ring doesn't add to my damage.
No, but it adds to your survival.
Gecko gloves are 2 hits.
That's true.
I mean, I'll take it if you want to give it.
I mean, I just, you know.
Is that a blade of returning?
I like it. I think it's cool, and I like that the first was
a blade of returning?
Well, all it does.
Are you
is
sure back
half
there?
damage once per long rest.
once per long rest.
It's not huge.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
very.
sure?
It's more strategic that
It
way.
looks like
So I'll keep it, but I wanted to give you the option.
Okay.
If you want it, it's yours.
it looks like a blade of returning.
I don't know.
If you would like a blade of returning, you
Just
can put
another
it in
thing I
an
have to
order.
remember.
Oh, I just wanted to see what it felt like to play with. I don't really want one. It's not really my thing. Just kind of wanted to see one. Just wanted to throw it around in the store.
I would say that we get 1 health and stamina and 2 minor health and staminas. Does that sound good?
How are we distributing?
With getting the recipe?
Yes.
So I have 2, and the stamina removes stress.
Yes.
Okay.
I
So
have a
I-
minor stamina and a full health potion.
I
Or a
have
regular
2
health
minor staminas.
potion. Okay.
I don't have a health potion, but what I do have is this very special set of skills.
Mm.
What those are to be disclosed at a later date.
My hope will clear armor slots.
Oh, That's
So
fantastic.
I don't need. The last time I said I don't need health potions.
Yeah, you should always have this one.
I just don't know if we need to waste our money on a health potion.
No. You should always have one. You never know what's gonna happen. And Rune says you should always have one.
I mean, I guess it just saves time, right? Because if it's just a handful of gold,
Yeah.
and then it's a really downtime activity and a handful of gold, so we might as well just spend a handful.
That's kind of what I figured.
Okay, that does make sense.
It's not very expensive.
Yeah, it's not the worst idea in the world.
It's not the worst idea. Okay, so you can add the Piper whistle to your inventory if you haven't already. You can add the. Great. The second one?
Did you test it
Fantastic.
in the store?
Who wants to have the recipes? Do we need to have those or are those items?
As long as somebody has them.
Yeah, as long as it's marked in the equipment.
Recipe.
I didn't know I was so action driven, but I cannot wait to have a fight again.
Well,
Is that something I should say to the DM? I feel like it
That's
isn't.
as you wrap up your shopping excursion at Balthazar's Bazaar, heading out to perhaps pick up a few pieces of wardrobe to outfit yourselves as a team, the team of Hijinks by Jacks. You could have been the Beatnik Brawlers, I'm just saying.
Oh, we could have been the Beatnik Brawlers.
Yeah, I thought of it too. But it was like
You head out
Oh man,
with just enough time to make your way to the
bunch
arena,
of babies.
getting ready for the big parade, which we will pick up with next week. Yep, next week. Next Monday here. So you have a week to figure out what your outfits, your uniform, your jerseys look like
Costumes.
for the big parade and Tournament of Champions next week. Those of you out there in viewer land, thank you for joining us this week. I did see the hype train and all of the gifted subs. We really appreciate that. I know it took me a good few hours to finally say something about it, but in the middle of GMing, so I didn't have a moment. But thank you for all the love and support out there. We really do appreciate it. It keeps us going, keeps us doing what we're doing, telling these stories around the table with all of you. Yeah, keep sending the love. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other. We'll see you next time. See you.